mine, I was blissfully ignorant, but I've learnt the hard way, and I've learnt very, very quickly what I really should have known then.
Who experiment, take too much, and indeed get themselves into terrible trouble.
Well, had Martha taken something that was licensed and regulated with a label, with ingredients and dosage information, she wouldn't have taken enough for 5 to 10 people, and I believe she'd still be here today. So you don't want to think of your child taking drugs, but if they're going to do it anyway, I would rather they got something from a licensed route than from a black market.
Look, right now, while you're looking at this on your screen in your hand or on your computer, there's somebody just like you who's sitting in a prison cell. And they didn't do much more than you did, some crazy weekend. You didn't get caught. They got caught, and they can never get uncaught. The United States of America is now the #1 incarcerator of human beings in the world, in the history of the world.
Mandatory minimums require judges to punish certain crimes with a minimum number of years in prison, regardless of context, which is a little strange, because context is important. For instance, shouting the phrase, "I'm coming," is fine when catching a bus, but not okay when you're already on the bus. So, circumstances make a huge difference. That's what I'm trying to say.
Attractive alternatives dramatically decrease drug use. The popular notion is that poor black people use crack cocaine, while wealthier white people tend to use powder cocaine. And in 1988, Congress extended the crack cocaine law such that we now punished possessions of crack cocaine 100 times more harshly than those for powder cocaine.
I sentenced him to 20 years in Florida State Prison, which is the mandatory minimum.
Jenna, there are thousands of Americans, as we speak, in federal prisons for serving 20-year sentences. They didn't harm anybody. They just harmed themselves. They are at present either worse people than before they went in or totally kicked their drug habit because they can't get it in jail.
So 1 out of 3 African-American males is forbidden by law from voting. You might think I was talking about Jim Crow 50 years ago. Yet today, 1/3 of African-American males are still prevented from voting because of the war on drugs.
And naturally, it was Richard Nixon, the Mozart of racially motivated lawmaking, who targeted it in his war on drugs for reasons that he was open about in conversations he inexplicably recorded.
That's the funny thing, every one of the bastards that are out to legalize marijuana is Jewish. What in the Christ is the matter with the Jews, Bob? What is the matter with them? I suppose because most of them are psychiatrists, they're saying all the great psychiatrists are Jewish. By God, we are going to get the marijuana thing. And I want to get it right and square in the pussy.
Yes! I believe we should decriminalize all drugs. Consider this fact. Each year, we arrest 1.5 million people in this country for drug law violations, and 80% of those folks are for simple drug possession. Decriminalization of possession would have a huge impact.
Drowning in the political soup. They shoot missiles and nukes, taking out such a pivotal group. The body count is the physical proof, and they thought drugs were killing the youth.